Looks like a bar of gold, doesn't it? So you got a nice heavy duty cord on these things, positive, negative, just real simple stuff. You just pull this off and doesn't that look good? These brackets are nice because there's a number of ways that you can mount it. You can mount them this way on a flat, you can hang them upside down, you can flip it around, mount it to the back, put it in the front and cut a slit in it. That's what I was wanting to do, is to maybe do one of these in a bumper and just have it be like this. And just have just the light shining through. I thought that would look really sharp. So you weld the stud on to go through this way and then just put your nuts on. You got a nice parabola here. Look at that, parabolic U-Box is what their name is. Got a nice print U-Box name on the top side of it. The IP rating on this, I'm told, is 68. That's not bad for the price range. Okay, so we got some rubber O-rings on the top here that are kind of hanging out. So our IP68 rating just went to crap on this one anyway. Let's test it out. So you can see there is a spread of the light. I'm just tipping it side to side like this, but you're getting each individual one across the lens. Very focused beam. The case looks amazing. The machining looks good, but when you look at the bolts on the sides a little more closely, you can see that the O-rings are crushed and sticking out. We'll go ahead and take this apart and see what the rest of the seals look like on it. So that's not just silicone sticking out, there's an O-ring right there. So if the O-rings are not intact, that's a problem. So there's the cap of it, and you've got a little rubber cast. Anyway, overall the design of this is great. You look at the fins on it, you can see all the cooling fins on the back side. It's pretty good. So you can see the screws go in here, here, and here. This one, the O-ring's not going to matter as long as you have good crush on the rubber part. And for the most part, this will keep the dust and the water out. But water can get in because this hole here is exposed. It's open to the circuitry and the rest of the LED stuff. Overall, it's sealed up pretty well, but it's far from a perfect seal. Let's take the front off. Let's look at this. Let's find out. Pulling these out, you can feel a significant amount of resistance. About got this thing off. Like I say, it's not as easy as you might think. Okay, I just ruined it. And this just pulls out. So the screws actually make contact with the plate and they hold the plate from rattling. And then these just go in like that. Then your lens can come out. See the parabolic shape of it. So this is the spot shape. So you'd have a different shape or a different lens that would go in there. Let's try plugging it in and see what it looks like with this all undone. So this would be like a floodlight. And as far as that goes, that's awesome. I actually really like that. I don't know how these are attached. It's some kind of vulcanizing or something, because if you try to melt this on, it just catches fire and just doesn't work. There's something special about it. But speaking of special, the way that these are cut into the groove, they really do a good job to seal this down. So with these in there and that held down firmly, I mean, it's a great design. I don't know all there is to know about these lights, but I'll tell you this will do a good job of keeping the water out as long as these holes are sealed up well, and so that's what we're gonna do. This is gonna work. So one of these has been hacked and one hasn't. Can you tell which? So let's talk wiring. Wiring can be really a pain in the neck, or it can be really easy. I don't automatically clip in the pigtail, this to my reverse lights and this to ground. That'd be a super easy way to do it, but that might overload this circuit and it could cause some damage. To do it right, you really want to have some fuse protection and a relay. There are other inline fuse units you can get like this, or another thing that you can do is just use spade connectors and electrical tape, and then just have a wire in and out, and then electrical tape around the middle, and then just plug in an ATO fuse. You should have a relay in your wiring set up. Whenever you have a relay, you've got a real basic circuit diagram. A lot of them even have them printed on there. Something that is a power and a ground. Connect an electromagnetic switch in, and you have a heavy load coming from the battery, like a heavy duty wire, something that's a really lower gauge, the fatter the wire, and then a wire that goes to your lights. And like I say, this one's just a ground. It's got a little eyelet. You can use a self-tapping screw like I'm gonna do, and just put the relay in that way. And as far as this one, this is a real light duty wire. It requires very little power from your reverse lights, and you can just splice this into the reverse lights. One of the studs in place, I'll go ahead and put it on, check the fitment of it. I think these are tough, huh? I have both of the bolts tacked on, so now we're going to test fit and see how I did. Looks pretty good. Just need some nuts and washers. Quick spritz of this primerless paint. A few twists of the nuts, and it's on. So I have my relay secured, and it's really easy to wire it to these. I've just got them clipped together with a solderless connector. So this will be my positive and negatives already been done and taped up. So I've got all my solderless connections made, and then I just double the tape over. If you ever do need to take it apart, it's quick and easy. That's one well lit up receiver, wouldn't you say? That drawbar's all kinds of Christmas time lit up. If you can't see the ball where the hitch comes to meet it, then what good is it for hooking up trailers? And that's the main thing that I'm looking for here. So I've got a real clever, simple, easy mount here. It's nice and solid. So up close you really notice it. You see that it's there, but as you back away, it blends in to where you're just not going to notice it. I've got my really ugly drawbar on because it's the hardest one to see because it's got such a low drop for my 2-inch trailer. A silver one with the silver there, you wouldn't notice any of the rest of the highlights of the lens underneath. So this is the one that I took apart. You can see the silicone in the end of it a little bit on each end. I like it. It looks pretty good. Pretty low key. Oh, the sun is about to go down, and this is the hardest time because you have the sun beating right onto the camera. So shadows in the dim mode makes it tough. That's why we got the lights. So here's what the display looks like at night with my regular reverse lights. That's the trailer tongue right there. This is the exact same view, but with those new U-Box lights on them. You can clearly see the trailer ball position. You can clearly see the trailer position. You can see the trailer in plenty of time to get it lined up. Boy, it really lights it up. It's like fluorescent. Well, that's pretty good visibility right there. Hard to miss that. This is with the LED super bright reverse lights that I have on the truck. But you really just can't see much, especially with bad display. You can not only see the trailer, you can see clear under and behind the trailer too, which is nice if you're backing a trailer.